What's up, guys? It's your boy GP with DeOrganized Media, bringing you another episode of DeOrganized Nightly, where we get your favorite GigaBrain astronaut scholars in the same room and have an awesome conversation. Happy Friday! Sorry about yesterday. We missed an episode. We had a little bit of family stuff going on. A couple of us did, so I had to take care of my nephew and family first, guys. Don't forget that. I hope everybody has had a wonderful week going into this whole week. It's been an eventful one to say the least, but I hope everybody is bringing high frequency vibes as they go into the weekend. So I had a couple things that I wanted to talk about tonight. And I got some bookmarks for us to check out on my account. So let's go talk about the headlines for today. So today, the Office of Comptroller of Currency has just declared that national banks are now allowed to custody and crypto assets. Very, very wild stuff. This is what's going to happen. You'll see more and more banks, holding crypto on their balance sheets, and that's what our friend Jackman Switch has been talking about for the longest time. Today, a big thing is Droid, the Nakamoto One. The Nakamoto One rocket got up there and deployed the rover, and it ended up getting tipped over somehow onto its side. So it is up there. You can still go up there to the moon and retrieve the seed phrase and all that stuff to the wallet, the treasure chest wallet, and go on that out of planet treasure hunt. But it got knocked over on its side, so it can't really drive around. We've got, what else did we have? I saw something else. CNN actually talked about the Nakamoto One rocket. They made an article, so we'll probably pull that up in a little bit and look at that. There was a big integration. Let's see. We've got Jump, a key player in stimulating liquidity growth. Jump is, I do believe they helped with Solana. As something with Solana. I might be twisting things up. I'll have to ask Jack about that. And it looks like Asymmetric is a leading security provider for Solana and Wormhole. That was something from Solana as well. All messing with SBTC, getting it on their balance sheets. Anyways, oh yeah, Koa was working on Stack's Brain. Big shout out to Koa, builder in the ecosystem. I'd love to have him on the show as well. But there's plenty to talk about. Got a couple friends in the house. We've got Crypto Dude and Jackman Switch. Let's get them on the show. Jack, what's up?
Man?
Crypto Dude, how are we doing, guys?
Happy Friday, guys.
Happy Friday, man.
Yeah, it's been a big week.
Yeah, I mean, to say the very least, getting somebody from the Stacks ecosystem to actually get 2 Bitcoin and a whole heap of STX NFTs and a heap of stacks onto the moon is a big feat.
How did it get tipped over?
I don't know, dude. I
That's
don't
my
know.
main question. It's like we got like an alien chilling up there. It's like, nope,
Kicked it over.
nobody's spying on me.
I don't know, dude. Like it got kicked over somehow, but you would think that like even the Roombas have some way to tip themselves over. You know what I mean?
Right?
How do you not have this technology on the rover, right? Like you can't get all the way up to the moon and then get tipped over. Come on.
I know, that's pretty hilarious. So if it's tipped over on its side, does that mean we get to see the underside of it? And if from the telescope point of view, like how long until we got a powerful enough telescope we can just read that private key?
Oh, it's going to be a while, man. Like I asked Grok about that when, and it's like, yeah, dude, like we're nowhere near having a telescope that size on Earth that could make out the key from here.
Well, I think you'd have to use some sort of like what do they call it? Interferometry, I think is what they call it, where it's like you combine the input of multiple telescopes, basically to enhance your resolution.
Yeah, I don't know, man. I was just looking to get a bunch of glasses and just trying to get that stash, man.
I know, right?
Got to do something more within my budget.
Yeah, man. If we can see it from here, that's a huge plus, dude. I think what people will end up doing is like making their own like rover to get up there and try to receive the key.
That'd be
that's
probably
how
logical.
Well, like there's a cool lesson to be learned here for everybody, especially people in the Stacks ecosystem. This has been the most exciting thing happening in Stacks this week, surrounding what is essentially an NFT and a meme coin collection. Right now, yeah, what they did was out the box, but they also executed very well.
Yep.
Considering that the original NFT mint is like 2 years old. So not only did they revive and with a project that no one was really thinking about just in time to do this, then they create a really cool meme coin around it. And again, like you have national news, you have this, if the Stacks ecosystem was bigger, this thing would already be multiple tens of $1 million market cap token.
Oh, yeah,
right?
For sure.
And so when people ask, well, what's the point of meme coins? Well, fun for one, but also like you can think outside the box and do some really cool things. And
So, I call it thinking outside the padded room.
yeah, but like that's exactly what that was. And so they did a good job, and I hope people learn some lessons that are very important, because we're entering a different stage in this space. We're in a whole new era, effective today, and people are going to have to reevaluate some of their previous assumptions on how things are going to go from this point forward. And so you really do need to be creative and think about the cool things we can do with crypto, and not just focus just on, well, what's the use case? I don't know, man. There's Bitcoin and a bunch of meme coins and NFTs on the moon right now. That's a pretty cool use case.
Oh, this is such a unique thing. It's so freaking cool. I think like this kind of storytelling and this kind of user experience is this is how you win, in my opinion. You add things that are actually unique. Like there's so many freaking copycat type of shit out there on other chains, and like, you know, it's hard to actually find unique value, and Stacks has it in spades. It's insane.
Yeah, no, it's very true, and I believe the reason why is because you have a culture on Stacks where most people who are there have experience in crypto to begin with. You know, I think that's a big part of why the culture is special. It's people who are on Ethereum, what have you, you know, and saw the value in building on Bitcoin, and just bring a very unique perspective into things that you don't have on something like, say, Solana, right? I think that's part of the magic.
Absolutely, yeah. There's a lot more people that are in the trenches and in Stacks, in the deep trenches, you know, like where the discoveries are actually being made, you know. So I've been looking at this Nakamoto One project. You know, I've paid attention, obviously, way back when it first did this thing, and then this, you know, this actual launch to get it on the moon. That's something special. Like, people shouldn't fade it at all. I mean, they're like, this is a generational project here. So
100%.
You know, everybody says generational wealth. Well, like, here's literally something that's built for the generations.
Right. No, and even by virtue of being on the moon, you know, this is now a deflationary meme coin, which is awesome.
I think that you know, it's huge that CNN actually like covered it, right? Got on there, and I saw Dave said something to the reporter that did it, Jackie something. The reporter then lashed back at Dave, saying, "Are you like telling me I'm talking about pump and dumps?" So that kind of happened. Just coming from the community side of things, like seeing that happen. So that's really, really cool stuff happening with what they're doing. They have a lot of it's like a lot of lore behind this token, and you know, it's at a very, very small market cap right now, and you know, CNN covered it. You know, they covered the whole process of the lunar rover getting to it was in orbit for a little bit, and then it landed. You know, so they're talking about all of that in the articles.
Well, the fact that CNN picked it up shows you that people are paying attention, and so the hunt for the diamonds, so to speak, is on. People are looking for the gems right now, and the more people look into Stacks, the more they're going to start to realize this is where the vein is, so to speak, in the mine. You know, like, you can tap into a lot of value here because of the security of Bitcoin and the unique proof of transfer mechanism that we have. You know, there's so much going on. It's not just about meme coins over here. You know, like, lots of chains have their specific marketing, you know, focus or whatever, and you know, that's kind of one of the reasons why Stacks kind of suffers from a marketing angle, is because we don't have a specific focus. We're like so diverse in our functional capabilities that it's a very wide net of what we're capable of doing. We are basically building a centralized internet, and so you know, that's a kind. Imagine trying to market just the internet as a startup. I mean, that's essentially what is happening, and so it takes a little bit of time for people to realize the difference
like
between.
This, I think it needs to be. It needs to be marketed like this, dude. It needs to be Internet of Bitcoin. Simple as that. Especially with the WASM upgrade coming soon, right? Developers can come and develop in their native language on Stacks whenever that goes down, right? Am I wrong? And then essentially turns it into the Internet of Bitcoin.
Yeah, we eventually are basically. I mean, it's full steam ahead. We're basically building the decentralized internet. That is what is happening.
Yeah, and that's going to be huge.
But it's all the technology pieces are there. and it's just about the growth basically at this point to have
Developers can make apps for anything on Stack.
exactly
Anything when that happens, dude. So
there's so much low hanging fruit right now. People are if they're fading stacks, they're fucking up. Let's just put it that way.
And then you had Trump come out today and basically say, look, all of the IRS rules regarding crypto have to be revised and revisited. So I think this is probably where we see, like, you know, the tax preference for U.S.-based crypto companies come into play, along with some other good benefits, hopefully. But, you know, it'd be very, very hard to fade stacks at this particular juncture, at this price point. It just doesn't make any sense. And I think that on our end, you know, because that's one of the harder things to do. Like, if you want something built in Clarity, well, it's really hard to find a Clarity dev. You know, it's not as hard as it used to be, but it's not like going to find someone, you know, in Ethereum. You know, you find Solidity devs tripping all over one another. Yep. So I think that'll make the community, you know, way bigger as we have, you know, make it easier for people to come develop on chain.
Dude, Stacks is number one leading by market cap on all of these tokens. It tells you, like, the premier applications will be built over here on Stacks, you know, and it's only a matter of time until you know, everybody sees that and everybody's able to come over here and build. So very, very early right now, I think, you know, it's only a matter of time, and we're already starting to see more and more institutional, like, grade applications, people that build applications coming over here. You know, I'm seeing a lot of words about, like, who was it from Solana today that's able to develop with SBTC?
I might have missed that one.
Yeah, there was somebody else. And was it Jump?
Jump kind of invested hard in the SBTC,
right?
You know, they've helped invest in a lot of products over the years. So that in and of itself is a pretty bullish sign. And you know what you have to think about is one of the things that officially changed today from an American's point of view is now we're in a space where, you know, banks are going to be allowed to hold crypto and use it, hold Bitcoin and use it. So now if you're a DeFi protocol, you're officially going to be competing with, you know, some of the biggest institutions in the world for market share. And, you know, this is where community becomes so important, because people have to know why we're here. People have to know why Bitcoin matters. You have to keep this crypto culture alive, because up until today, this was really the only place. We're the only game in town. We're sitting here experimenting with blockchains and new financial flywheels and this, that, and the other. And guess what? Now the guys who've been doing this stuff for hundreds of years, they're in the game. And they've got all the money in the world.
It's going to make it very tough for people. You got to get completely, like, hone your process, get your marketing team together. Like, it's going to be one of those points where everybody's got to get tight. So, and I'm seeing a lot of conversations within the ecosystem, like alliances forming and people getting together with, you know, there's a whole marketing push. There's a marketing group right now, and that's good. I'm seeing, like, the main Stacks people starting to, like, repost for the smaller builders in the ecosystem that are trying to get a start. Like, Crypto Dude, you got a repost the other day from the main stacks handle. So that is like a step in the right direction as far as like marketing goes, right? It's what's next, right?
Yeah, most definitely that is a step in the right direction. There's been a lot of reluctance, it seems like, from the bigger names in the ecosystem to kind of shine light on smaller projects. And, that's most definitely counterintuitive to the overall objective. I get there's a need to vet things and stuff like that, but people aren't stupid. People are aware they need to do their own research. So, the reason isn't quite as justifiable as you think in terms of reluctance to shine light. Not necessarily like there's a big difference between highlighting something and endorsing something. So people are aware of that. If you're just saying, hey, check this out, somebody's building something over here, that's just shining light on it. You obviously tag it with a little DYOR, and you're good to go. Obviously, not everything is going to be built with the same standards in mind, so to speak. And there's going to be things that are amazing, and there's things going to be just meh. But that's part of the process of refining the ecosystem and making things better. So I think the main stacks account doing highlighting of projects is huge. The foundation account, that's a good idea. All the major exchange accounts, that's a good idea. They're already doing that, so that's good to see.
No, that's a big improvement. And look, like, again, back in 2015 was the first time the phrase Web3 was ever uttered. Okay, and this idea of a user-owned internet, right? And I always say, don't use that as a slogan. Like, understand what it means. Community's not a slogan. Understand what it means. And that really cuts to the heart of it, because in this new world, again, when John Doe and his wife go to the bank and they find out about this new product that they can save money in and get a better interest rate, it's going to be DeFi. And they're not going to know anything about how it works. They're not going to care. They just know, oh, I can get 8% instead of 1% or 2% or whatever the hell they're getting on their savings or what have you. So now we're competing. We've got crypto natives, and you have everyone else. And the goal is to expand crypto natives. I think that a lot of protocols over the years have labored under the delusion that they were going to build stuff that, like, Coke and Pepsi were going to buy from them to become crypto native. No, that's not the case for Coke or Pepsi, and it's not the case for BlackRock or whomever. They're going to build their own stuff.
Right.
And they're going to use their own stuff. So we have to continue to grow crypto natives. And why do people become crypto native? Well, there's several different reasons. The first one usually starts with, I want to make some profit. Okay, so that's why meme coins or whatever, because if you were invested in a utility token in 2017, it was just a meme. You just didn't know it. Okay, most of that stuff went absolutely nowhere.
True.
So it's that drive for profit, and then, like, well, oh man, this is fun. This might be someone's first time participating in the financial market. It's exciting. You're learning all kinds of new things. And when you start learning all these new things, then you really start getting that Bitcoin education if you're lucky. And you really start learning, like, why Bitcoin exists and why it's good that it does exist and why that it's probably suboptimal for a lot of its original purposes, that now, like, the biggest Bitcoin holders in the world are all going to be governments and financial institutions.
Yeah, it defeats the ethos a little bit. Yeah, I get it.
Right.
It's actually kind of, you can look at that two ways. It also looks at a sign of winning. If you look at this as You know,
Yep.
because we're trying to, like, if you take a step back, I think we're trying to build basically a voluntary society where, you know, our transactions are verifiable, you know, and they're consensual. They're based on voluntary consent, you know, hence signing your transactions when you're doing stuff. So this is actually kind of a good sign in that sense, but it also is a little bit, you know, worrisome because, you know, also there are things called their ulterior motives, you know, and so it's good for people to keep an eye, ever watchful eye on their behavior, on how they act, and then act accordingly in response. So, like, if you start seeing some stupid behavior, disassociate. That's the whole fucking point of this.
Right.
So, you know, there is obviously a deeper conversation there, but, you know, I'll just leave it at that. You know, this is about having, you know, a society based on consent.
No,
rather than
it's a very good point, and it is, and but you do want people to know the why for Bitcoin, and then you start getting into exactly what we're doing right here. Like, we're a part of a community, and, you know, we all have, you know, stake in the Stacks community and various different reasons and various different ways, right? So if you're a DeFi protocol or you're building for DeFi on Stacks, you have to understand these underlying dynamics. You need more crypto natives. You need people to become crypto natives. And the ways that this is accomplished is not going to be just necessarily because they're coming to use your particular DeFi product. Okay, they're more than likely they're going to come here because of some other reason, and now they're familiar with the chain, and then it's like, oh wow, I can do this. Oh
Yes,
man, look,
like I can do this. I kind of want to show them what they can do for a minute. Like, dude, like we were talking about them earning yield on their you know, their Bitcoin through banks. Like, look at what we can do. So we can open up this app on Stacking DAO, you know, and with your assets, you can go and you can stack those assets, and now they're earning. You're learning. I mean, you're earning, and it's compounding what you're earning from getting stacked STX. Yeah, let's just go ahead and do it. I'm gonna run 10 STX through this. You know,
yeah, if it's their first time doing it, they're also learning. So
yeah,
they got the confetti. Let's go.
So I'm stacking 10 STX right now. This will let me know whenever it's done. And you know, you're earning let's look what you're earning. So right now it's APY, you're earning 9.94% right now on stacking up your stacked STX. Your conversion rate is 1 to 1. Look what you get on your conversion rate right here, 1 to 1 right here. You know, so it's 1 to 1.08. So if you do it in a little bit of volume, you're like you could get a really good return there.
yeah,
That's not the end of it. That's not even the end of it. We're gonna take it to Zest after this, and look what we can do. It's like we can earn this APY, right? And then we can also earn this over on Zest. So not only are you earning that percentage, but you can earn more. You can earn more. So
you're yielding on your yield.
Yes, you're earning on your yield, dude. It is like wild, bro. So we'll give that a second to like stack. I'll mint some STX right quick, and we'll go over to Zest, and then people could just like, I mean, it's the GPSC.BTC wallet, so they can see anyway if they wanted to look into it on STX tools. We could pull it up. It's show you the whole portfolio, whole breakdown of what I got. You know, so it's one of those things, man. And you can have as much privacy as you would like on this chain. You don't have to have a BNS to and you can make multiple accounts. So like you can control how much privacy you have on this chain. You know, it's nice.
And it's not just it's beyond that. So like again, if you're in a TradFi situation and you're not crypto native and you don't know what good returns are on your money, relative to crypto, and then, look, you could go to Hermetica right now and get 25% for stables. Stables. Like most people aren't going to earn 25%, with risk.
Right.
You're not going to get that with risk. You can get 25% with stables, man. So like we have all these things, but you have to you need community to facilitate these conversations and communication, to fill in the gaps where you can't as a protocol. But you also need community for all of the fun things and educational things and artistic things and all of these other parts of what it means to be human to exist. They all need to exist, and they all need to flourish so that everything ultimately flourishes. And that's what people need to understand quick, because
we
again,
need the community. What are we going to do without the community? Those are your users, right? Those are your users. So listen to them. We have so many talented artists like in this ecosystem creating a culture here. How could you ignore it? So it's one of those things is that we have a very welcoming community here, and all of the different communities, meme coin communities, they're all kind of interlocked in some way or another. So everybody's holding everything, and that's what's beautiful is that it's not a very toxic environment. We're all here early, and we're all rooting for everybody to win. So moving together, there's power in numbers, dude. So that's something that you cannot ignore. You cannot ignore the community. It's impossible. They're so talented, dude. Everybody in the community has their own lane and what they do. It's awesome to see that.
But you can't have and be like, okay, well, Stacks is going to be this thing and it's going to just be DeFi on Bitcoin. And no, like that's why no one knows anything about Rootstock, man.
Yep.
Like that's the differentiator. You have to have a thriving, vibrant ecosystem, and everybody wins in that situation. Especially now that you're now actually competing with the big dogs. Not only are you competing to own Bitcoin, you're now competing to who's going to be able to get most people to use Bitcoin.
Yeah.
So
for the utility of it.
Exactly.
So I think that SDSDX has been minted by now. So I'm going to share my screen right quick and just go over his S, take that SDSDX and, supply that as collateral and start earning some more on that 10 SDSDX, So I've got this max here. And I already have some loans on some stuff that I've borrowed. I borrowed some Arcadeco because it was very cheap. It's got like 1.29%. And that gave me access to swap into anything that I want, and then I could always swap back. Now, doing stuff like that, you have to watch for the price because, Deco's going to bottom somewhere and then reverse in price when everything else starts to take off. So you have to make sure whenever you're doing stuff like that, you are like you're taking a calculated risk with everything that you do. Be sure to don't just go in here willy nilly.
They should most definitely have a plan when they're borrowing.
Yes, for sure. And other people have more risk tolerance than others, so definitely to do DYOR on this if you're interested in getting into this. So boom, I've supplied some more SDSDX. And my APY that I'm earning right now is about 5.71 on mine. That's just because I took a couple loans out and, go and experiment. But, make sure you get familiar if you're going to go do any of this stuff. Coma, I did want to get into this. Give me just a moment, guys. My nephew's here, and he has something to say to me. He's probably gotta go. Give me just a minute. We'll jump into some other stuff.
Yeah, man. But
Yeah.
that's the cool thing. Like, and I think that this will be a catalyst for people to start understanding that, because now we're competing with everybody.
Yeah, there's most definitely needs to be some sort of spark in the culture, and I think when they start to realize that, oh yeah, okay, this is starting to happen elsewhere, they're starting to come up with their own ways to utilize the underlying L1, and try and leverage it, and build on top of that. Obviously, a lot of them will choose the wrapped ETH route because it's I guess you'd say got the most coverage, so to speak, and programmability, but it's obviously a little bit of a false promise there, because the nature of it. And once they realize that the technicalities under the hood there on the difference between wrapped Bitcoin and SBTC, they should naturally migrate over to one that's actually secure. So decentralization matters if they want to avoid losing their ass. So
Right. And that's where SBTC is so strong. That's why having SBTC on other blockchains is such a big deal, like Solana. It's going to, because a lot of people are going to lose their ass and then learn. But
Yep.
Yeah,
those are
trial by
people
combat or trial by fire.
right. Like I had a guy talking to me about what to buy. He wanted to get in crypto, and I told him about STX, and he got some STX, and I told him about look, he kind of wants like some swing trades. I'm like, man, Solana's probably not at a bad price right now, and I was trying to explain to him like what different blockchains do, and I'm like, look, Solana's got a lot of potential commercial application. I said, but if I was a millionaire, I wouldn't like, trust necessarily, like, if I'm going to be handling lots and lots of money on chain for a particular application, Solana is not my choice. Like, I want to be on something based on Bitcoin security.
Yep.
And I said, so that's what makes STX so good, is because you're dealing with Bitcoin security. And he understood that. But like, that's every blockchain is going to have its own certain thing that it does well. But when you come to STX, if you have enough knowledge to know, you can recognize really quickly what makes STX so special. And the thing is, most retail doesn't have that knowledge. So to get their attention, you need fun things that retail crypto natives like to do.
Yep. Yeah, dude. That's where like NFTs come in. That's where like
Gamify.
Yeah, gamification, socialify, all of those things play a role in that. And that's why BoostX is such a huge thing. It's been one of the things that I've been very, very excited about. And it came out of nowhere. I know you're a Chad, you're a gigabrain over here in this Stacks ecosystem crypto dude. How does it feel to like now finally have it shipped? How like now you're shipping updates for BoostX? What does it feel like to be a builder in this space right now?
Well, it feels great. I mean, there's a lot of libraries that you can integrate into your application that makes the processes a lot easier to deal with. Like, signing in is not like it's connecting a wallet. Integrating a connect wallet functionality to your application is relatively easy if you have any type of web development skills. There's a lot of protocols that basically people can build upon that are amazing. Like BNSV2 is pretty legendary. Having be able to have globally unique identifiable names that people can register and have total control over. That's something that is not even people realize the value in, because they don't quite understand the difference, but they don't understand what DNS is first up, so it's hard for them to understand why BNS is even a thing. But if people understand that you can have a globally unique identifier that, basically think about an account name that you can take into any application, and it can never be taken away from you because it's, secured by Bitcoin. And, basically you own your Web3 identity, basically, truly. And, integrating that into your application, it's also relatively easy for a developer to do. So, I think that the more developers realize these libraries exist and they don't have to kind of build stuff from scratch and try and, reinvent the wheel on a lot of these Web3 services and technologies, right? I think they'll start to come in waves. And I've been here for quite a while, and it's most definitely been a process to get to this point. The technologies were being developed over quite a long period of time, and we've only recently got kind of the I want to say I guess all the tools in the tool belt, so to speak. They've all had like 90% progress, so to speak, to for over the years, but everything is there now. So we got decentralized authentication, decentralized storage, decentralized names, the obviously smart contracts, and SBTC. You can deploy your own coin or your own token super easy. There's a lot of functionality already available for you to tap into as a developer, and so your ability to ship a product is going to be quicker than you might expect. Like, I put together BoostX basically over a weekend, and obviously it's built on Stacks or powered by Stacks and built on Bitcoin, but the technology that I'm obviously integrating here is the libraries, right, that anybody has access to. So there's obviously you're gonna have to take your idea and think about how to integrate these functionalities into your idea. But if you have any type of web development skills, this is like a perfect time to onboard into Stacks, because the price action is very affordable for most people. The tools and technology stack is very evolved and iterated on. It's it's sophisticated. It's not just like clunky and stuff. And so there's a lot of value in that as a developer. Like, I've tried to build on other things, and it's not nearly as easy over as it is on Stacks. Like, the Stacks tool chain, or the tool set, basically has had massive investment, you can tell. So I hope that answers the question on what it's like to be a developer over here.
Yeah.
There's a lot of technology to kind of like think about, but at the end of the day, you just got to think about what your product is, and then how to like make it, I guess with Stacks in mind. But Jack's absolutely right when it comes to, it's got to be fun, it's got to be interesting, it's got to be unique. People have seen a lot of different things, obviously, on other chains. So there's a lot of copycat stuff, like I said earlier. Not on Stacks. Stacks has a ton of unique value.
It's true. And when you look back on what it was like in the early days of Stacks to where it is now, I mean, we're only a few months outside of waiting 10 minutes for a transaction to clear, just because like a Stacks block moved with Bitcoin blocks.
Yeah, 1-to-1 versus 1-to-many.
Right.
Yeah,
and so
that's a huge upgrade.
Huge upgrade. And now we're sitting on all of this Bitcoin, TVL, and again, like, getting back to fun stuff, NFTs are coming back. They're that's why we made Stacks Invaders. That's why we're making the Root Defenders. Like, that's, and then when you think, well, how can I iterate with NFTs, or how can I do this? And then how can I do that on Stacks? And then how do I integrate DeFi with NFTs, or how do I do that? there's so and you have people here that's already building stuff like that, and it's again, it's like not necessarily copying a trend. You're making your own trends, and
Exactly. You have so much functionality available at your fingertips that
right,
there's a lot of ways it hasn't been combined yet, including, if you're just comparing it to other chains, we have so much that's available already, and then so much that's still available to be built, that in terms of like unique, contributions. Like I really want to see more in the meat space, so to speak, IRL integration type of stuff,
right.
for point of sale terminals and like that right there is, I think, potentially a huge win.
And you're getting to. That's what I was talking. I was talking to Steve earlier and Mr. Wagme in different conversations. The other thing that really changed today is now is like the normal person's ground floor opportunity in crypto, especially when it comes to the IRL stuff.
Yep.
That's where you're in a whole different paradigm. Now you have to integrate this stuff in the real world. You have to upgrade people to this, that, and the other. I mean, it's the opportunity never ends, and
You can do so much with NFTs, dude. People don't even understand. So like one of those collections that really stands out to me is like the robot factory. I've been wanting to do something like where you take your different NFT collections, you can collect the parts and then like upgrade a robot. You have to speak about Stacks Invaders whenever you bring up uh, NFTs, because that was the biggest mint of 2024 was Stacks Invaders on Stacks, right?
So
I'd love the Stacks Invaders.
On the NFT note, NFTs and Stacks are amazing. Like we have obviously a ton of collections out there, but we also have so let me take a step back. NFTs can be used for more than just art, right? There's, for example, BNS. That's basically an NFT. So the names basically are basically the asset, so to speak. Another example of something that kind of I did on my own with CryptoSmith. Me and him were experimenting with basically leveraging NFTs to facilitate payment configuration parameters. So that way, interface owners that were, I basically built DRUP to be decentralized, right? And people could spin up their own interface and developers could get paid for use through that interface, right? And the payment configuration parameters that developer would configure were via an NFT. So basically they could, say, if you're going to come over and use this DRUP interface, it's going to, cost you this amount in terms of STX to, create a new post or whatever. So there is basically a different type of utility leveraging NFTs is what I'm saying, what I'm trying to get at. So how you can leverage NFTs can be more than just art. So
100%.
It's basically the way I look at it is like it's on-chain verifiable ownership of unique integers. Basically, that's what NFTs are to me. So if you can abstract that, you can abstract that into anything at that point. Like obviously art is a great way because you can point, you have your integer ID that's relative to an image, right? And that's why they are so popular for artistic purposes, but especially profile picture collections. But like I said, NFTs are more than just art. There's a whole functionality there's a whole set of functionalities in there that you can tap into because of essentially the technology that's there. So I want people to realize that like it's not just art.
Dude, look. Oh man, I thought the duck hunt dog was close to the floor. I was about to jump on.
Go ape, dude. Yes, no, that. Yeah, no, I can pull up the floor if you want me to, but I was just like I was scrolling
You should.
through these NFTs that we designed together and reminiscing right now, brother. These are the 80 skins that we did together back in 2024. And yeah, man, this was like a pivotal time in my career as an artist, man. I was so proud of these, getting to put these together and work with Jack and Ian on this.
No, you absolutely should be, man. Like that was a lot of fun.
It
That
was so much fun, dude.
doing the second most amount of fun I've had with NFTs was playing with the Nakamoto man. But I mean, this isn't just bias, but having every block being a block war to mint stacks invaders was definitely the
What
most
the hell
fun.
is this bottle swap? Says he's working on a point of sale.
Wait, what's that?
Yeah, 5 minutes ago, it looks like Bottle Swap said in the chat that he's working on a point of sale.
Oh yeah, yeah.
What is that? So, what can you break that down for people that don't know like what that means?
So, like when you're going to a store and you're purchasing some goods or whatever from a merchant, you're interfacing with a point of sale terminal, right? That's how they take your money, right? You put your card in there and swipe it, right? That's all I mean when I say point of sale. So, basically leveraging or integrating stacks into point of sales or facilitating a point of sale solution that has stacks in mind is a huge opportunity for people. And I'm glad to see that somebody's tackling it because, if I wasn't handling these other things I've been handling, I would be on that for sure because that's huge.
Well, StacksPay is a thing that is going to be handling some type of point of sale stuff, right? Like with Boom Wallet, you'll be able to like set up your own storefronts and sell anything, but like I would imagine this is a little bit different. I guess what he's working on. I'd love to talk a little bit more about what he's working on with point of sale because that's cool. We need more of that.
He should come on. I mean, what's up, buddy? What are you doing? This ain't like freaking. This ain't some sophisticated like you gotta get vetted before you come on here, bro.
No,
they didn't ask me nothing. They just let me on here. Can you believe that shit?
Yep. I want to talk to all the builders that are building within the Stacks ecosystem. That is the main goal for the the nightly show is to get whoever community members. We get developers, we get different project founders on the show, get them all in the room, and let's talk about the cool stuff that everybody's building and have a dope conversation with high frequency vibes. It's one of those things.
To Crypto Dude's point about NFTs being so much more than art, just like how we took Stacks Invaders and put special skins on them, like you could literally take that same kind of NFT and turn that into medical records for people, because every time something changes, you can just update the NFT and it's all there. Like there's so much to be built, and that's just one. That's just one first thing that comes to mind, probably because I just I career in the medical field, but like there's so many things that are untapped. And this is where you get crypto natives. This is where you make crypto natives, and this is how everybody grows together. You got to have the fun stuff.
If I can add 2 cents to you're basically you're saying stuff relative to medical data. You could also do something that doesn't have to have anything to do with NFTs and still leveraging stacks for security and basically encrypted data storage. Stack storage has the possibility to enable users to sign transactions with their same wallet that they're also signing transactions on chain with. They can sign, storage. When you're writing files to a storage, you can store them basically and verify that you're the owner of that content, right? And so obviously that's including encrypted file storage. So doing things that are HIPAA compliant shouldn't be a problem. We got encryption on the storage. Users can leverage even their own storage provider if they prefer to have it a certain way. They can. There's a lot of stuff to talk about just within the stack storage realm, so to speak. But I think that you're absolutely right. There's a lot of application there in terms of medical potentials that people. I've seen stuff like that in the past. Previously people have built like back in Blockstack 1.0 days, and they were leveraging some of the same primitives, but things have evolved most definitely since then. And somebody should most definitely look into leveraging the stack storage encrypted, stacks encrypted storage for medical records. If you want to have your own private copy of all your medical records, there's a perfect one. You can do that real easy. So
100%, man. No, there's a lot to be done, and
look at those ugly bastards.
Ugly bastards. These are some sick NFTs. These Eruptars are some of my favorite PFP style art with all the different traits. These are OG as they come. Look at that like the OG STX color.
Yep.
On that bandana, so these
I
are.
never even thought about that. There's so many. I've got so many old NFTs with the old STX logo on them that I bet you that's gonna be a desirable trait, in the future.
Like that one.
Yeah, dude, I have the STX eyes in the original color on Gigapepe V2, dude. So it's like, there's some sick art, some really sick art over here in the Stacks ecosystem, right? These are not ugly by any means, dude. These are fire. Let's see what the
they're ugly. They're ugly in the best way possible.
Yes, they are. In the best way possible, dude. I think they're snazzy, sir. I think they're snazzy. But
Thank you.
Yeah. Just talking about like use cases like BNS, I wanted to show off, like we're talking about BNS. Maybe I show off the BNS, how easy it is to get a BNS real quick. Yeah, dude. BNS.1. We pull up BNS.1. And you can literally, let's say we wanted to do DeOrganized Nightly. We could register that right now if we wanted to, and I could go in here and see the .btc is right there, DeOrganized Nightly.btc. So I could go and register that very, very easily. I just go in here, I'm registering it now. Boom.
For people that are not aware of what's going on, as soon as he hit register right there, his wallet opened up. He's only sharing that window, not his entire screen, so that's why you didn't see the confirmation there. But
I'll get the STX one too, and I'll share my whole screen just to show that process real quick, man, because it is very easy, and it's here. I'll show you real quick. So I want to get the .btc one. It costs 2 STX, and then you have about 5 years before you have to re-register that. With the DeOrganized .stx one, it's a fraction of an STX, and you don't have to. That's forever. You don't ever have to re-register it. So I'll go ahead and grab DeOrganized Nightly.stx as well.
Yeah,
and
you gotta love not having to pay a renew fee. That's
both
freaking
of those
amazing.
have you can use those in BoostX, right?
Yeah, .stx and .btc are usable in BoostX. We'll be adding other ones as well. We have basically 20 tokens. Well, technically currently 8, but soon to be 20 tokens supported. And there's BNS. So let me talk about BNS for a second here. So obviously you just showed people how they can register a BNS name and get on board with your .btc or .stx name. It's super easy. Just go to BNS.1, right? And so there's other things though with BNS that can be done. You can create BNS namespaces themselves, so you can create like that .btc itself, that .stx, that namespace as a community if you're wanting to have a specific identifiable namespace. So if people were wanting to do that, they'd go to bnsv2.com. They go walk through the namespace wizard basically, and they can actually configure how that namespace works, similar to how with the .btc it lasts 5 years versus the .stx it lasts forever. They can configure the and manage the namespace properties, and the goal there is to create obviously kind of the at a glance identifiable, hey, there's another homie in my community that's so obviously if people start creating their namespaces and want to see those namespaces integrated onto BoostX, let me know. I would happily do it. So yeah, and I'm not going to charge you any type of fee to do it, like
community feedback, right? Like they want it done, then you're gonna ship that upgrade to the app.
exactly.
And that's what we need is more people building on the ground level, connected with community as well, that are willing to just like implement anything new to their platforms. Another builder that I have to commend in this situation is Koa, because Koa, if he's looking for new features and stuff and feedback from the community, so big shout out to Koa as well.
Koa's a bad man, dude. That guy is
freaking
dude. Is builder.
Yes.
Works you got dudes that'll just spin some stuff up so fast and so good here, it'll just make your head swim.
Yeah, Rosar's got like a straight up AI freaking army on his desk, on his computer. He's like, okay, what? This guy's like turning into Tony Stark over here.
It's insane because like he's got one screen right here, two over to the left of him, and two over. I'm surprised he doesn't have one up here. And they're all running AI.
I'm surprised he's not wearing a VR headset and just has like surrounded by screens.
Oh, just give him like a year. Just give him a year. It'll be there.
Yeah, I can see it. Like he's just like I saw some like a demonstration of Elon. Like he can if he has a 3D model on his desk, he had like his rocket on the computer screen to where you can like literally move the AI, like the model
AR
like this with that's AR, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So it's
that'll
only
be time. Rosar's AR probably in 6 months.
Right.
Yeah, AR in 6 months.
Literally over there, Jarvis, let's build me this.
While still running the 5 screens.
So quality checking Jarvis is working.
And then he'll be working on something else like that.
It's like one of those, like a drummer like Neil Peart from Rush.
Upside down.
The gigantic drum set. It's
perfect reference, dude. Yes. Rosar is like the Neil Peart of. He will become the Neil Peart of developers on Stacks in 6 months. He's got his crew over here, and then damn. It's exciting to see that kind of like. That's more of what we need is to show these developers setups. I would love to see that. Of course, like get them tight, make it a segment. Like what are you coding? And they don't have to docs. You know what I mean? Like, of course you'll have some time to get set up. Crypto dude, when do we get to see the setup, dude?
When do we get to see my setup?
Yeah, dude. When do we get to see the setup?
Dude, my setup's nothing special, dude. I'm just running VS Code and I'm using some AI assistance when I'm like getting a fucking bug that's annoying the shit out of me. I was like, okay, fuck it. I'm just gonna have the AI look at it and tell me what my smooth ass brain can't figure out.
What percentage of developers' setup looks similar to what Rosar had going on?
Oh. Probably very small percent. I mean, the guy's screen looked like he was staring at just nothing but terminals, like an operator from the fucking Matrix.
What
are you doing over there, dude?
Rosar's also a degen, so like you've also got the thing where you have the degens that have like 17 screens, right? You're looking at every indicator on its own dedicated.
Talking about you, Landy. Landy said he's got 5 or 6 screens is what Landy has said. I want to see a Landy setup too. Maybe that's a segment whenever we have Landy on. We could be like, dude, you don't got docs, but we got to see it. Let's see the setup. I want to see the setup, dude.
Yeah, I keep it simple. I try not to absorb too much blue light. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I get that. You guys want to see the setup? Here, I'll show you my setup. We'll get the setup look, the peek at GPs tonight. Bear with me for just a second while I get the. Here we go. You're gonna see it all, fellas.
We're doing the rate my setup.
Here.
Oh fuck.
Do this real quick.
Oh Christ.
Give me a second. All right, and I'll show you guys the setup.
I had
My
2
ear.
screens for trading for about 2 weeks, but I also had 6 kids, so it didn't take too long for one of them to snatch my extra monitor and repurpose it for gaming.
All right, you guys.
Yeah, I know how that goes.
I'll show you the setup real quick. Actually, give me 2 more seconds. I gotta get these water bottles because I keep a stack of water bottles right here, just so, like I don't have to, go back to the fridge to yeah, I don't want to go all the way back.
All day. He's got his.
We just
got
gotta
his
put your fridge under your desk, man. And then you're good to go.
I had one for a little bit too, man. I had one for just a little bit, but yeah, I had to take it out because it was just eating up electricity, and I wasn't really stocking it. I was just keeping the waters right there because I can just grab it when it's right there. So,
He realized he doesn't drink enough water to justify it.
Oh, we're getting there. We're getting there. Let me move this too. All right. So this is the setup, fellas. This is the setup. I like my setup. I don't know what you guys are gonna say about it, but right now it's not running everything. But here, this is me, guys. This is a little sneak peek into what my setup looks like. All right, so back up just a little bit. So we've got the big screen over here. That's a bag of chocolates if I have a sweet tooth. You got the keys right there, and then getting over here, I've got my MIDI set up. And then whenever you're seeing Giga Pepe work his magic, this is what it looks like over here. Got the computer, and there's the chart. Got some artwork and stuff.
Getting the first person point of view over here.
Oh yeah.
And then, this is you guys. This is me right here. So yeah, man, that's a little bit about what the Giga Pepe setup looks like. I'm thankful.
Lot cleaner in my setup. My desk needs cleaned.
Dude, so on my birthday week last month, I got myself together, and then I had to get the setup cleaned back up. It's like a ritual that I gotta go through every couple months just to make sure that everything's high and tight. But yes, I did. Whenever it hasn't been one of those times for a minute, it gets crazy because I'm now finding that angle is gonna be a pain because I gotta here. Sorry guys. Just wanted to show you my setup. I got a little excited.
Well, if any of the viewers have vertigo, they're puking their guts out right now.
Oh, hang with me, guys. I'm sorry. Not trying to give vertigo. Didn't think about that beforehand, Jack. I was like, everybody's going to be like spinning for the next fucking 5 minutes. Yeah, dude.
Well, guys, I'm going to jump off.
Yeah, I
Go
think
hang out with my wife a bit.
Yeah, it's about that time for me too.
Yeah, I've enjoyed this conversation, getting to kind of hang with you guys, and it's Friday night vibes. So I hope you guys have a super blessed weekend. Do we have any final thoughts for tonight? I'll shoot to you, Jack.
I think that we're in a good place just overall, and I'm glad that today happened in the U.S. There's a lot of positive things that did happen today. Like we don't have to worry about this industry being, stunted anymore. So now we get to see what this stuff's really capable of, right? And so that's very exciting. And we're in the right ecosystem for sure. This is my home, and I chose it. Because I realized the promise of building on Bitcoin, and I stayed for the people. And I think that the more people that find out about it, the more people that find themselves in the exact same situation. So, yeah, I'm bullish and looking forward to come back and hang out again on Monday.
Solid, man. Solid. Me too. I think that we have a lot to look forward to within the next, like, a very short time frame. We're going into Q2 at the end of this month, so bullish times ahead. Crypto dude, shoot to you.
Hey, I would just say keep building, keep hammering, ignore the noise, focus on the signal. The signal's the community and the innovation and the utility, which, Stacks has got that shit in spades. So I'm not even remotely worried about the price action. Like, this is always what happens in cycles. It goes up, goes down. But if you haven't noticed the trend, there's a trajectory that goes up because the technology's got some solid fundamentals. So I would suggest just keep having fun.
That's a great thing. Remember that we're supposed to be having fun doing this. That is a good. I'll take that for sure. Remember to have fun, guys. Remember the why, of course. We're building on Bitcoin because it is the most secure asset that you could be building on top of. So, thank you guys, and I hope you have a very, very blessed Friday. And going into your weekend, touch some grass, touch some ass. How the Be Love and Peace Love music would say. But yeah, dude, thank you for coming through, fellas.
Take it easy, brother. See y'all soon.
Later.
Later. And this has been an awesome episode of DeOrganized Nightly, where we bring your favorite GigaBrain astronaut scholars into the same room and we have an awesome conversation about everything that's going on in the Stacks and Bitcoin ecosystem. I would like to thank you guys for tuning in, and I hope that you have a very, very blessed weekend. This is your boy GP with DeOrganized Media, and we are out. Peace.